Welcome back to OMSOL Research and Learning Center, where we embark on a journey. We'll explore the profound impact of simplifying our lives. Imagine you feeling less stressed, thinking more clearly, and actually having the mental energy to focus on what matters most to you. That's the promise of simplifying your life, and guess what? Science says it's absolutely possible. Today, we're going to unpack some really fascinating research on the neuroscience of simplicity. We'll explore how decluttering your environment, streamlining your routines, and making smarter choices can actually change your brain for the better. Tell me, have you ever felt overwhelmed by decisions? By the sheer amount of information coming at you, or just by the amount of stuff in your life? You're not alone. Our brains are bombarded with complexity every single day, and it takes a toll. Let me explain. There's this thing called cognitive overload, where your brain is basically trying to process too much information at once. It's like trying to stuff a whole week's worth of groceries into a tiny little fridge, right?
Something's got to give.
And then there's something called decision fatigue. Every time you make a choice, it uses up a little bit of your mental energy. So when you have to make too many decisions, you literally tire your brain out. This leads to poorer decisions. You have less willpower, and stress just keeps piling on. I'm sure you felt this at some point in your life. Now here's where the science comes in. There's a part of your brain called the prefrontal cortex. Think of it as the executive center of your brain. It helps you focus, solve problems, make decisions, and even regulate your emotions. But when you experience cognitive overload, your prefrontal cortex gets bogged down. It's like it's running a marathon without any training. Now, for the good news, neuroscience shows that simplifying your life actually reduces stress, conserves your precious mental energy, and promotes clearer thinking. This isn't some mystical woo-woo concept. It's about aligning your life with how your brain is naturally designed to work. When you simplify your environment, your routines, and the number of choices you have to make, you're basically clearing out the clutter in your mind. This allows your brain to operate more efficiently. It's like giving your brain a clean, organized workspace to thrive in. Now, let's talk about those choices we were talking about. Remember decision fatigue? Well, routines and habits are like shortcuts for your brain. They help you automate everyday tasks so you don't have to spend mental energy making the same decisions over and over again. Think about Steve Jobs. He famously wore the same outfit every day. Why? To reduce decision fatigue. President Obama did the same thing with his limited menu. By simplifying their choices, they freed up their mental energy for bigger, more important decisions. Let's move on to decluttering. It's not just about having a tidy space, Research actually shows that physical clutter negatively impacts your cognitive function. A messy environment sends your brain into overdrive because it's constantly trying to process all the visual stimuli. This leads to decreased focus, increased stress, and mental fatigue. Here's how it works. Clutter bombards your brain with excessive visual information, like a TV on every channel all at once. It's like your brain is yelling, too much, too much. It's no wonder you feel overwhelmed. But there's a simple solution. Start small. Declutter one drawer, then a shelf, then an entire room. The very act of organizing can be therapeutic. It releases dopamine, which makes you feel good and gives you a sense of control over your environment. And let's talk about routines, your brain's best friend. Routines aren't about being boring or rigid. They're about creating a structure that your brain absolutely loves. This structure reduces anxiety and frees up mental energy for more important things. It's like building a mental autopilot for everyday tasks. Brushing your teeth, taking a shower, making your bed. These are all little routines that help your brain run smoothly. And here's the science behind it. Repetitive behaviors actually strengthen neural pathways in your brain, making actions automatic and requiring less effort. This is what's known as neuronal plasticity. Your brain actually changes and adapts as you build habits. So what can you do with this information? Start by creating morning and evening routines. This sets the tone for your day and promotes better sleep. And don't forget the power of a consistent exercise routine. It's not just good for your body, it's a brain booster. Let me ask you something. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by social obligation? Like you have to say yes to every invitation or event? Well, research has shown that focusing on a few deep, meaningful relationships is more beneficial than having a vast network of superficial connections. Quality over quantity, always. Why is this so? Well, our brains are wired for connection. Social interaction releases those feel-good neurotransmitters like oxytocin and dopamine. But just like with information and choices, too much, social interaction can lead to overload and stress. Simplifying your social life doesn't mean becoming a hermit. It simply means being more intentional about the relationships you cultivate. Ask yourself, are your relationships truly supportive and energizing? If not, maybe it's time to set some boundaries and prioritize quality time with the people who truly matter. We've covered a lot of ground today, but there's one more important aspect of simplification I want to touch on, and that's mindfulness. Now, mindfulness isn't just about meditation, although meditation is a fantastic practice. It's about being present in the moment, aware of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without any judgment. It's about quieting that mental chatter and bringing your focus to the here and now. So what does mindfulness have to do with simplicity? Well, when you're mindful, you're less likely to get caught up in unnecessary thoughts, worries, or distractions. You're more able to focus on what truly matters in this very moment. And that's a powerful way to simplify your mental and emotional experience. And the benefits of mindfulness go beyond just feeling calmer. Research shows that mindfulness actually strengthens your prefrontal cortex, improving your emotional regulation and decision-making skills. It also reduces activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center, which helps you manage stress more effectively. There's some very simple ways to start practicing mindfulness. Try mindful breathing exercises or a body scan meditation. Even a few minutes a day can make a world of difference. So as you can see, simplifying your life isn't about deprivation. It's about making conscious choices that align with your brain's natural wiring. It's about freeing up mental space for what truly matters to you. It's about creating a life filled with clarity, focus, and joy. And it's all backed by science. Now, I want you to think about this. What's one area of your life that you could simplify today? Just one small step that could bring you more clarity, focus, and joy. Remember, simplifying your life is a journey, not a destination. Start small. Be patient with yourself and enjoy the incredible benefits that come with living a more simplified life. Now that we've covered some of the amazing brain benefits of simplification, let's dive into some practical strategies you can use to bring more simplicity into your everyday life. We'll start with your environment because, as we just learned, a cluttered space can lead to a cluttered mind. Let's begin by taking a good look at your living and working spaces. Are they filled with clutter? Do you feel a sense of peace when you're in these spaces, or do you feel a bit overwhelmed and distracted? If it's the latter, it's definitely time to simplify. And remember, decluttering isn't about throwing everything away. It's about being mindful of what you choose to surround yourself with. It's about letting go of the things that no longer serve you or bring you joy. Think about it like this. Every item in your space takes up not only physical space, but also mental space. When you're surrounded by clutter, your brain has to work harder to process all that visual information. This can lead to a feeling of overwhelm and make it harder to focus on what matters. So what can you do? Start small. Choose one drawer, one shelf, or even just one corner of a room and start decluttering. As you go through your belongings, ask yourself, do I use this? Do I love this? Does this add value to my life? If the answer is no, it might be time to let it go. And as you declutter, don't forget to organize. Creating designated zones for different activities in your home or workspace can make a huge difference. Think about having a dedicated work area, a relaxing reading nook, or a designated space for your hobbies. Creating these zones helps establish clear boundaries in your mind, which can make it easier to transition between tasks and reduce mental clutter. It's like giving your brain a visual cue that says, okay, it's time to focus on work now, or it's time to relax and unwind. And let me tell you, embracing minimalism can be a game changer. Now, minimalism isn't about living in a stark, empty space. It's about prioritizing quality over quantity. It's about surrounding yourself with things that truly matter to you, things that spark joy and serve a purpose in your life. This might involve letting go of items you no longer use, streamlining your wardrobe, or simply being more intentional about what you bring into your home. Remember, the goal is to create a space that feels calming, inspiring, and truly reflects who you are. You know what else can really enhance your environment? Nature. Bringing a touch of nature into your home or workspace can have a remarkable impact on your well-being. Research shows that exposure to nature, even just looking at pictures of nature, can reduce stress, improve your mood, and boost cognitive function. So how can you bring nature indoors? It's simple. Add plants to your home or office, open the windows and let in the fresh air and sunlight, take a walk in the park during your lunch break. Even small doses of nature can make a big difference. And finally, don't forget to personalize your space. Your environment should be a reflection of you and what you love. Surround yourself with things that inspire you, uplift you, and make you feel at home. Whether it's artwork, photographs, or cherished mementos, adding personal touches to your space can create a sense of comfort and belonging, which further enhances the calming effect of a simplified environment. Remember, simplifying your environment is an ongoing process. It's about making conscious choices to create a space that supports your well-being. As you declutter and organize, pay attention to how your environment makes you feel, what brings you joy, what creates a sense of peace and clarity. Let your intuition guide you as you create a sanctuary for your mind and soul. Now that we've talked about simplifying your physical space, let's shift our attention to something equally important, your relationships. Our connections with others are essential to our well-being, but they can also become a source of stress if we're not careful. Remember, simplifying your relationships isn't about cutting people out of your life. It's about being more mindful of the connections that truly nourish you and setting healthy boundaries to protect your time and energy. Think about your relationships for a moment. Are there any relationships that consistently leave you feeling drained, negative, or unfulfilled? If so, it might be time to reevaluate those relationships and set some healthy boundaries. Remember, you deserve to be surrounded by people who uplift you, support you, and bring out the best in you. And sometimes that means letting go of relationships that no longer serve you. Setting healthy boundaries is a crucial part of simplifying your relationships. Boundaries are simply limits that you set to protect your time, energy, and emotional well-being. Think about it like this. You wouldn't let just anyone walk into your home and take whatever they want, right? Well, your time and energy are just as precious. It's important to be protective of them. Learning to say no to requests or commitments that don't align with your values or priorities is a powerful way to simplify your social life. It's not about being selfish. It's about honoring your own needs and limits. And remember, every time you say no to something that doesn't serve you, you're creating space for something that does. Another important aspect of simplifying your social life is being mindful of your time online, especially on social media. Now, social media can be a great tool for connecting with people, but it can also be a major source of distraction, comparison, and negativity if we're not careful. So how can you simplify your social media experience? Start by setting limits on your usage. Maybe you decide to check social media only a few times a day or only for a certain amount of time each day. You can also be more intentional about the content you consume. Unfollow accounts that make you feel negative or inadequate. Focus on following accounts that inspire you, educate you, and bring you joy. And remember, the most meaningful connections happen in the real world. So put down your phone, step away from the screen, and engage with the world around you. Go for a walk with a friend. Have a meaningful conversation with a loved one. Attend a community event. These are the experiences that truly nourish your soul and create lasting memories. Now that we've talked about simplifying your environment and relationships, let's turn our attention to another area that can significantly impact your well-being, your daily routines. Our brains are creatures of habit. They thrive on structure, predictability, and repetition. When we establish consistent routines, we're essentially creating a mental roadmap for our brains, which allows them to operate more efficiently and effortlessly. Think about it like this. When you have a well-established routine, your brain doesn't have to spend as much energy making decisions or figuring things out. This frees up mental space for other tasks like problem-solving learning or creative thinking. So where do you begin? One of the most important routines to establish is a consistent sleep schedule. Our bodies crave rhythm, and sleep is no exception. Going to bed and waking up around the same time each day helps regulate your body's natural sleep-wake cycle, which promotes deeper, more restful sleep. Think about it this way. When you have a regular sleep schedule, your body knows what to expect. It's like setting an alarm clock for your internal systems. And a well-rested brain is a happy brain. It's better equipped to handle stress, make decisions, and focus on the tasks at hand. Another area where routines can be incredibly helpful is meal planning and preparation. We all know that healthy eating is essential for our well-being, but it can also be a major source of stress, especially when we're juggling busy schedules. By planning your meals in advance, whether it's for the week or just for the day ahead, you eliminate the daily decision fatigue of what to eat. This frees up mental energy for other things and reduces the likelihood of making unhealthy choices when you're tired or hungry. And if you're really pressed for time, there are plenty of healthy meal delivery services available that can take the stress out of cooking altogether. The key is to find a system that works for you and makes healthy eating a priority in your life. Exercise is another essential component of a healthy and fulfilling life. Just like with healthy eating, it can be challenging to fit exercise into our busy schedules, but it's worth the effort. By incorporating exercise into your daily routine, whether it's a morning jog, a lunchtime yoga class, or an evening walk, you make it a non-negotiable part of your day. And the benefits extend far beyond just physical health. Exercise is a proven mood booster, stress reliever, and cognitive enhancer. It's like giving your brain a shot of espresso. It improves blood flow to the brain, helps release those feel-good endorphins, and promotes the growth of new brain cells. Now let's talk about time management. One of the most effective techniques for maximizing your productivity and reducing decision fatigue is called time blocking. It involves dividing your day into the blocks of time, each dedicated to a specific task or activity. Think of it like creating a schedule for your day. But instead of scheduling meetings and appointments, you're scheduling blocks of time for work errands, household chores, relaxation, and so on. This creates structure minimizes distractions, and helps you stay focused on what matters most. And here's a tip. When you're time blocking, be realistic about how much you can accomplish in a given amount of time. It's better to underestimate than to overestimate. And don't forget to schedule in breaks. Your brain needs time to rest and recharge, just like your body. Finally, don't be afraid to embrace the power of automation. In today's digital age, there are countless tools and technologies designed to simplify our lives. From online bill pay and grocery delivery to scheduling appointments and managing our finances, automation can save us time, reduce stress, and free up mental space for the things we enjoy. So what can you automate in your life? Think about tasks that are repetitive or time-consuming. Maybe you can automate your bill payments, set up recurring grocery orders, or use a scheduling app to book appointments. The key is to identify areas where technology can lighten your load and free up your time for more meaningful pursuits. Remember, simplifying your routines isn't about becoming a robot or sticking to a rigid schedule. It's about creating more space in your life for the things that truly matter. It's about reducing decision fatigue, minimizing stress, and cultivating a sense of calm amidst the chaos of everyday life. So experiment with different routines, find what works best for you, and watch as your days become more balanced, productive, and fulfilling. Now that we've explored the connection between simplicity and personal growth, let's shift our focus to something equally important: life satisfaction. What does it mean to live a satisfying life? It's about feeling a sense of contentment, a sense of alignment between your values, your actions, and your experiences. It's about living a life that feels meaningful, purposeful, and authentically yours. So how can we simplify our approach to life satisfaction? It starts with prioritizing experiences over possessions. We live in a culture that often equates happiness with material wealth, but studies have shown that experiences bring us more lasting happiness than material goods. Think about it. The joy of a new car or a fancy gadget eventually fades, but the memories of a trip you took, a concert you attended, or a special moment you shared with loved ones, those memories stay with you forever. They become part of your story, enriching your life in a way that material possessions simply cannot. So instead of spending your money on things, invest in experiences, travel to new places, explore new hobbies, attend concerts and plays, and create memories that will nourish your soul long after the thrill of a new purchase has faded away. Another key to simplifying life satisfaction is to cultivate a daily practice of gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to negativity. It's a lens that allows you to focus on the abundance in your life, even amidst challenges. When you practice gratitude, you shift your perspective from what you lack to what you have. You begin to appreciate the simple things in life: a warm cup of coffee, a sunny day, a kind gesture from a stranger. And as you cultivate this sense of gratitude, you'll find that your overall level of happiness and contentment increases. Here's a simple practice you can try. Each day, take a few minutes to write down 3 things you're grateful for. They can be big things or small things, it doesn't matter. The important thing is to focus your attention on the good in your life. Another important aspect of simplifying life satisfaction is to limit comparison. We live in a social media-driven world where it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing our lives to the carefully curated highlight reels of others. This constant comparison breeds dissatisfaction, self-doubt, and a sense of inadequacy. Remember, everyone's journey is unique. There's no right or wrong way to live your life. Focus on your own path, celebrate your own accomplishments, and honor the beautiful unfolding of your own life. Don't let the noise of other people's lives drown out the music of your own. Nurturing meaningful connections is another key to unlocking life satisfaction. Humans are social creatures wired for connection and belonging. When we surround ourselves with people who love us, support us, and inspire us, our lives feel richer, more meaningful, and more fulfilling. So invest in your relationships. Make time for the people who matter most. Cultivate a community that nourishes your soul. And remember, quality over quantity always wins. A few deep, meaningful connections are worth more than 1,000 superficial ones. Finally, embrace mindfulness as a way of life. Mindfulness is about being fully present in each moment without judgment. It's about savoring the simple joys of life and appreciating the beauty that surrounds us. When you're mindful, you're less likely to get caught up in worries about the past or anxieties about the future. You're more able to appreciate the present moment, finding joy in the everyday miracles that life has to offer. So how can you practice mindfulness? It's simpler than you might think. Start by paying attention to your breath. Notice the rise and fall of your chest as you inhale and exhale. Focus on the sensations of your body. Listen to the sounds around you. As you become more aware of the present moment, you'll find that your mind begins to quiet. Your stress levels decrease, and you feel more connected to yourself and the world around you. Remember, life satisfaction is not a destination, it's a journey. It's about making conscious choices that align with your values, nurturing your relationships, and appreciating the simple gifts that life has to offer. As we conclude our exploration of simplicity, let's talk about its connection to happiness.
Why?
Happiness is often seen as an elusive goal, something we strive for but can never quite grasp. But the truth is, happiness is not a destination. It's a way of being. It's about making choices, big and small, that align with your values, nurture your well-being, and create a life that feels authentically joyful. Simplifying your approach to happiness starts with cultivating mindful awareness of your thoughts and emotions. Our minds are powerful creators, constantly generating thoughts, beliefs, and stories that shape our perception of reality. But often these thoughts are negative, self-critical, or rooted in fear. Mindfulness allows you to observe these thoughts without judgment, recognizing them as passing clouds in the vast sky of your consciousness. When you're mindful, you're less likely to get swept away by negative thought patterns and more able to choose thoughts that empower you and uplift your spirits. Think of it this way: you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are simply mental events that come and go. You have the power to choose which thoughts you want to focus on and which thoughts you want to let go of. Another key to unlocking happiness is to limit exposure to negative influences. We live in a world saturated with negativity, from news headlines to social media feeds to the constant barrage of advertising designed to make us feel inadequate. It's essential to be mindful of the information you allow into your mind and heart. So choose your media wisely. Surround yourself with positive people who inspire you and lift your spirits. And don't be afraid to step away from the noise when you need to, creating space for peace, quiet, and inner harmony. Next, make a conscious effort to engage in activities that bring you joy. What makes your heart sing? What activities leave you feeling energized, fulfilled, and deeply content? Whether it's spending time in nature, pursuing a creative passion, or simply connecting with loved ones, make time for the things that light you up from the inside out. Remember, joy is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's an essential ingredient for a happy and fulfilling life. So make it a priority to incorporate joy into your daily routine. Gratitude, my friends, is the golden key to unlocking happiness. When you practice gratitude, you shift your focus from what you lack to what you have, recognizing the abundance of blessings in your life. This simple shift in perspective can have a profound impact on your overall happiness and well-being. So how can you cultivate more gratitude in your life? Start by keeping a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 to 5 things you're grateful for. Or simply take a few moments each day to reflect on the good things in your life. The more you focus on gratitude, the more you'll attract things to be grateful for. Finally, embrace simplicity in decision-making. Every day, we're faced with countless choices, big and small. The more choices we have, the more overwhelmed and stressed we can feel. Simplifying decision-making is about prioritizing what truly matters to you and letting go of the rest. It's about making choices that align with your values and contribute to your overall happiness and well-being. Think about it. Do you really need to spend hours researching the best brand of toothpaste, or the perfect pair of running shoes, or the ideal vacation destination? Sometimes good enough is good enough. By letting go of the need for perfection and embracing simplicity in decision-making, you can free up your time and energy for more important things. Remember, happiness is not a destination. It's a journey, an ongoing exploration of what brings you joy, meaning, and fulfillment. It's about making choices that nourish your soul, connecting with the beauty that surrounds you, and embracing the simple gifts of life. As we conclude this journey through the transformative power of simplicity, remember this: simplifying your life is not about deprivation. It's about creating space for what truly matters. It's about aligning your actions with your values, nurturing your well-being, and living a life that feels authentically joyful. It's about reclaiming your time, your energy, and your mental and emotional space so you can focus on what truly matters, living a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. I encourage you to embrace simplicity in all areas of your life, from your physical surroundings to your daily routines to your relationships and your pursuit of personal growth. As you simplify, you'll discover a greater sense of peace, clarity, and joy. And as you create space for what truly matters, you'll find that life becomes not only simpler, but also richer, more fulfilling, and more deeply satisfying. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of simplicity. May your life be filled with joy, meaning, and the simple pleasures that make life truly beautiful.